Hi guys, I was in Poundland today and my eyes ended up looking at this. I was just looking at random things, trying to think of something that we could do a project with. Carabiner Bungee, 100 centimeters long, cost me £1, which is the important thing to me. Quite a long time ago, I was in conversation with one of my YouTube friends about sources of rubber for rubber-powered aeroplanes, small ones. So we wanted very thin rubber. Now you can buy it online from proper rubber suppliers, but one of the suggestions was cutting up one of these bungees because the rubber inside them is in thin strips. So I thought I'd buy one and see if we can run that car with it. So we'll have a look. Does it tell us anything? Carabiner is designed as a keychain which will not be able to take any significant load and should not be used as climbing equipment. Good God, the stuff you have to warn people about so they don't go and kill themselves. Yeah, okay. So I can't use that for climbing purposes. Anyway, all I'm interested in is what sort of rubber's inside it. I mean, I'll keep that, it'll be useful. Right, well, straight away we can see it is strips of rubber. There we go. So yeah, we did try using it for small rubber band powered aeroplanes, or rubber powered. Some people get upset when you say rubber band powered aeroplanes, when they're proper hobby flyers. It's not rubber bands, it's rubber. Okay, I will spend a bit of time stripping back the braiding around the outside, and then we'll see what we can do with some of this rubber. It's not very strong individually, so this might not be a good idea, but we'll give it a try. We'll see if we can at least get enough out to give that a bit of a run. Yeah, I really don't think these individual strands have got very much strength. As I say, we were looking at these for rubber-powered aeroplanes, very small ones, so you didn't want much strength, but at the same time you didn't actually want them to just pull apart when you stretch them. If you're wondering how I'm getting it out, I'm basically sacrificing the outer layers. Fold it over like this with a sharp knife, trying not to cut your fingers. And just work my way all the way along it. As I say, some of the outer layers are going to be cut with the knife anyway, but we've got lots of layers there to work with. But, as I keep saying, they really don't have any strength. You might say, why didn't we just use the bungee as it was complete? Well, that wasn't the object of the exercise. It was to see what we could do with this stuff. I think even if I lubricate it, because it's very dry, which doesn't help it, but I don't think lubricating will stop it snapping, breaking. So that's my length of rubber strip. So I'm going to lubricate it. That's not going to stop it breaking, but it might help things a little bit. I have proper hobby grade rubber lubricant somewhere on the shelves over there. Well, I've selected, what's that, about 7 strands there. Tied them in knots. I shall double them over, and then we'll tie a bit of cotton to the end of it and see if we can actually run the car with it. If I pull any of them individually, they break. So the idea is that by grouping them together, they'll be stronger. I've looped it through the front there, tied a bit of kite string on it, and then we'll hook it onto the back axle there. I've done it too far. Some of the strands have already started breaking. As we talk, they're breaking. So instead of being 7 strands, we've probably only got about 5 or 4. But it's working. Yeah, they got no strength, these. Oh gosh, that's 3 broken, and it was 7 to begin with. So we've only got 4 working strands there. Never mind. We'll give it a try, see if we can hit the camera as usual. Well, it worked, but those rubber strips have got no strength at all. I had to use a second set of strips to do the second run. The first run didn't have quite enough power to get the full length. So I'm not going to recommend using bungee rubber strips. One of the other sources of rubber we did look at was golf balls, because back in the day, golf balls were made by binding up or winding up lots of strips of rubber bands. I keep saying bands, lots of strips of rubber, and then sealing them inside the ball. But I don't think they do that anymore. None of the golf balls I looked at were like that. They were completely different construction. But early golf balls had rubber strips inside them. Anyway, there you go. That was today's rubber band powered car, trying out bungee rubber strips.